Hello, welcome to my video of an unboxing of a GT Spirit 18th scale Ferrari GTO. Now many people call this the 288 GTO, so I might do that a bit during the video, but it is actually just the Ferrari GTO. So here we have the wrapper around the inner box. Now let me just show you the outer box. All GT Spirit models come with a GT Spirit specific outer box, and you can tell because it's got the model number here, but it's unfortunately under this address label. So it's worth holding on to this specific box. It probably adds value to your GT Spirit model, and I've certainly resold a couple of GT Spirit models with that box, and then I've put that into an extra box to protect it. Okay, but this one's obviously being used as the box for posting in, so it's already a little bit damaged, which is fine really. Okay, so 18th scale, I've still got it in the wrapper, so I haven't undone it at all. Let's see if we can get in. Okay, now during this video I'm going to show clips of my 12th scale Ferrari GTO. So it's a 1984 GTO by Tamiya. It's a 12th scale Masters Collection Tamiya model, static model with rotating wheels, steering, etc. Openings, opening bonnet, opening boot. I do have separate videos on that car, one on its own and then one a comparison with the Kyosho 12th scale GT40. So I'll put these in a playlist with those other ones and you can watch that. I'll probably put that playlist at the end of this video, and it's probably in the description for this video as well. So I've managed to undo that tape without damaging the plastic bag, which I'm quite pleased about. Okay, now these are perhaps a bit trendier, these boxes, than they used to be, with the big 1/18th, oh gosh, slightly reflective gloss black. There we go. Let's see if there's anything on the bottom. Yeah, we've got a fair amount of information there. The wrong way up. Okay, so for some reason there's a Honda logo on there. I'm sure that's to do with a different model, and we can probably see the code of that model on here. I'm going to put what the model number, the GT Spirit model number for this is, in the description for the video, of course. Right, let's try opening it up. Right, that opened nice and easily, no risk of ripping these bits of the lid there. Open that, and I find out that I've got a GT Spirit authenticity card or something there, quality control card. Okay, pop that there, don't lose it. And then we've got a reasonably nice quality polystyrene assembly. Now, judging by the fact that these plastic things are on the top, I'm guessing I've got this upside down. So turn it the right way up, and it says top on top. So there we go, I've got that upside down, but you can see that. And it even has an arrow telling you the front of the car, I guess. Right, now we've still got some seals, so let me undo. Tell you what, let's slice into there with my Victorinox Swiss card. Very useful if you don't have one. Well, I can't believe you don't have one. And there we are. And it's very strange seeing an 18th scale GTO, because I'm so used to a much bigger 12th scale. Really, the 12th scale is huge compared to this. Well, I tell you what, it's looking really nice. The paint quality is fantastic, and the resin, excellent. Okay, it's slight paint imperfection there, where obviously there was something under the paint when it was sprayed. But other than that, it's looking gorgeous. Right, okay. Now, like I said, this is screwed on underneath. Fortunately, I happen to have my screwdriver right here. So no doubt it's Phillips. This is a Phillips #1 screwdriver. And want to be careful with the mirrors. So I'm going to put my fingers in behind the mirrors on the doors. And bearing in mind this is a resin model, so the doors aren't going to be opening. And I have to push fairly hard to start that off. Okay, I'm going to start off the other one too, and that's coming fine. So you might see some pictures of my Tamiya model right now. A beautiful car. I mean, in my opinion, this is possibly the best looking car ever. I don't know, maybe it's because we all got, as someone who's in their late 40s, we all got used to Ferrari 308s being the Ferrari. You know, if you thought Ferrari, you thought of the 308, so the Magnum PI car. And then in 1984, when Ferrari came out with this, which was basically a 308 on steroids to look at, I mean, it's completely different underneath, but the glass house, the styling of the car, you know, it's basically like an extended wide body arched version with cooler, wider wheels and everything. So just removed one of those, so quite a substantial screw there. Okay. So yeah, you had this wide body 308, and wow, what's cooler than a wide body 308? You know, it's to me it's just one of the best looking cars ever. So I'm not sure I'll ever sell my Tamiya 12 scale. It'll be interesting to see what I think about this one and whether this is a keeper as well. Interestingly, Rob's Model Cars, he's recently reviewed the KK model, and I think he's compared it against the Hotwheels model as well. And I think you'll probably find this compared is going to be, well, it's a more expensive model than the KK. So I think the KK is around 60 quid, 60 UK pounds sterling, and this was about £100 sterling. I actually imported it from France just before Brexit, so we've suddenly become a little bit more expensive because whilst there's no customs tariffs with Brexit, there is VAT payable. Wow, I'm just thrilled at this. It's gorgeous. Like I say, I've had a few GT Spirit cars, and I think maybe they've all been 911s, I'm not sure. The classic shape 911s, some 964s. Yeah, Spark Yellowbirds, so you'll see links to those videos in the description and maybe in a playlist of GT Spirit models. Okay, so looking at it, the wheels don't turn, which is fine. I think the representation of the tyres and the wheels is good. Bear in mind this is a mid-80s car, so the tyres are a little bit higher profile. These were probably, I don't know whether they were 16 or 17 inch wheels. Early 308s were probably 14 inch wheels. So yeah, happy with the ride height. The Tamiya sits a little bit low in terms of ride height. There's no suspension on that, so you are seeing the true ride height even though I've got it in the air. You've got nice dashboard detail as well, and then let's look into there and we're seeing the gated shifter, I would say. Yeah, the gated shifter, and then some controls and knobs, and you've got that the seats have got the correct pattern on them. Let's look at the headrest design and detail. Okay, there we go, spot on again, I would say. This is a really nice model. I'm just in awe of it. It's got such a lovely gloss, the proportions are right. Okay, I'm noticing something slightly weird about the rear wheel arch here. This rear wheel arch looks like it's just got a bit of a flat section across there. Instead of being perfectly round, it just looks like there's a bit of a flat section on that side. I'd say the other side is fine. Let me just look at that again. Yeah, so there's something slightly amiss with the moulding. I think it's the way the arch comes down into the flare and the way it's rounded this way, and it's just not quite right. It's just squared off somehow. So just a moulding error, a mould design error, not a moulding error. Right, okay. So the rear deck lid, spot on in terms of the vents, grills, the Ferrari logo, the angle of the rear there, these pretend vents obviously on this one painted black. no, they're not paint. Oh gosh, they are actual vents that go in. That's impressive. For a minute there I thought they were just going to be small indentations with some black paint, but they're not. They actually go in a reasonable way, possibly all the way through to something. I don't know what, which might actually be easier than trying to paint in there. So I guess, yeah, they probably do go all the way through. The exhaust tip detail is spot on, exactly right for this car. The badge, look what I mean about the glossiness of the paint, and it's just a spot on red. So if you're interested in the paint code, the Ferrari paint code would be 300-12. I'm actually leaving some fingerprints on there or something on the roof, just subtly. Okay. Wow. And then you've got this detail here in the sill, or the rocker as some people call it, which is spot on, and it should show rivets. Let me just have a look at that. No, there aren't any rivets on this one showing. I think typically you would, but this is only an 18th scale. They're not necessarily going to do that. Let me just show you the shape of the moulding by reflecting that light on it. Not bad, really. And that seam all the way around the car, this seam in the Kevlar bodywork is right. The nose shape is right. The depth of the front lip spoiler is, I would say, spot on. Wow. And one huge area of improvement here is the wipers compared to my Tamiya. So I'll cut to a Tamiya shot of the wipers, which are just completely in the wrong place on the Tamiya, which is a real shame. Now, on the wheel centres, I'm not sure that Prancing Horse logo is represented exactly right in terms of the... well, it doesn't remind me of the Tamiya. I'll have to look and see whether that's accurate or not. Wow. Let's look at the underside of the car. Okay, I'm going to turn it the other way up so you get your writing the correct way up. Yeah, and yes, you've got the two round detail pieces on the bottom of the sump, which is very typical Ferrari. You'll see that on lots of Ferraris. Plenty of detail under there, I would say. You know, a representation of the suspension that is accurate, that tubular lower wishbones. Definitely you'd see that on the Tamiya and on the real car. Obviously there's no suspension, so this is just moulded in, so this bit of moulding wouldn't actually be there, but the wishbones would be a separate thing. So, you know, there's no suspension on this, cutting that corner, and you get to see the gearbox from the back. Now, is that sticking out enough? Is that representative? Doesn't feel quite right. Okay, if you compare that with pictures of the car, I don't know why there's this bright piece coming along there. I'm sure that shouldn't be quite so bright. To me, the gearbox should probably come further back, I'd have thought, but well, I'm not sure they'd have got that wrong particularly, so I'm a bit surprised about that. And you've got the under vents, which I think you see on the F40 as well, because of course the F40 is an evolution of the GTO, where basically they've just drooped the nose down a bit more and squared up the sides with more vents and stuff, and vents here, and then put the rear spoiler on and then meshed the back of the car. So I am extremely happy with that. Lovely 18th scale, great investment for 100 UK pounds, so maybe you're talking 125, 130 euros or American dollars. Very happy with the quality. So yeah, this is a GT Spirit 18th scale 288 GTO. Let me just see if I can come in a bit better so you can see the car standing on a surface. Yeah, not bad. Good stuff, good stuff. Anyway, so do subscribe to the channel, do like the video if you did, and I'm glad you've been able to watch it and enjoy it with me. You'll hear more from me in the future. Do keep watching, do have a look at the back catalogue, the playlists, do have a scan through. There's some interesting stuff there, model car wise, from 43rd scale, even 64th scale, some HPI 43rds, a lot of Sparks, fair number of Porsches, all sorts of stuff. So thanks for watching. If you like to buy things from eBay, do have a look at my side project, buynowsearch.com, which is a email notification system of newly listed fixed price items on eBay. Items that can be bought within minutes of them being listed, and you might miss them. So get on to buynowsearch.com, enroll, get yourself your free search, and see how you get on with that one. Thank you for watching.